Hi, it's Mitch from Pickdawgz.com here with your free pick in the Houston versus Montana college basketball matchup on Friday, November 24th, 2023. Of course, I give out tons of free picks every single day, and when you give out that many, well, can't bet them all. You can pick out the ones you like the best. Those are the ones I put under the premium picks tab at Pickdawgz.com. Use that discount code PICK for 15% off. We also have Dime Club and Sharp Trading Plays meant for people who make larger bets. What you need to do though is text the number because it's not available on the website. So if you make big bets, text the number. But let's get to this one. Houston taking on Montana, and Houston off to a perfect 6-0 start. Depending on how you look at it, this team is certainly a top 5 team. It could be the number 1 team in the nation. I mean, we saw them lose in the NCAA tournament last year to Miami, who went on to went on to the Final Four, did not win the entire thing. They lost to UConn, who did win the entire thing. But the thing is that Houston is not like a one and done type thing. Houston has been an elite team in college basketball ever since Kelvin Sampson's got there. And I think, we've seen players get injured, missed almost the entire season, star players. It hasn't mattered. We've seen guys leave for the NBA, like we see now with Sasser, no longer with the team. Doesn't matter. The Cougs just keep rolling on, and this year's Houston team certainly takes a backseat to no one. They get the transfer in of LJ Cryer from Baylor, and while Baylor probably won't miss him much, not because he's not a great player, it's just they're so deep. I mean, they're so talented. It's crazy. But, when we look at Houston, they certainly can use a guy like Cryer. And I think last time out when we saw them against Dayton, I was about as surprised as anybody that they just absolutely handled the Flyers in that game. It wasn't, to me, a surprise that they won the game. I thought that, that was pretty much going to happen. I thought that Dayton, though, would be able to hold them down. It was a blowout from start to finish. It was a 12.5 point spread. Dayton was never close to covering that number. They never were able to reel them in. None of those things. And a lot of those things that we see from some of the other top teams in college basketball, where they get out to these bigger leads and then all of a sudden they feel the need to start milking the clock, changing their game, and then taking bad shots late in the clock, which gives the other team a chance to catch up. A couple threes, and man, it's a whole different ballgame. But Houston not allowing that to happen. They hadn't covered the spread in their first few games, so they kind of figured that out. And then against Utah and Dayton, so the better teams, they've been able to cover those numbers. But the thing is, when they've gotten into this sort of territory that we see in this numbers with Montana, these are the numbers that they've had trouble with in the high 20s or mid 20s. So we look at Montana, losers to North Dakota State, didn't cover, getting 8. Lost to Oregon, but getting 16. They covered the spread in that thing. I tell you, I think Montana in this one, I don't think they have a puncher's shot to win the game. In fact, not even close, but they have a shot possibly to cover if they can hit some bombs and get them to fall. They're just simply getting too many points, and what we've seen from Houston is they're not a team that really likes to rub it in other teams' faces. I'm going to take Montana here plus the points. Not a game I love because I could see the path for Houston to cover if they want to, but generally, like I said, we just haven't seen them do that. I'm going to take Montana, and that's going to be my free pick. Of course, while you're doing your picks, be sure to use our free betting tools at Sports Chat Place. They're going to tell you how often historically every bet's come in, pair it with today's odds, and put you on the most favorable bets on the board, all 100% free.